what comes to your mind? So he kicked it down to me like this. He was like, when I think about being positive, what comes to my mind is I think of that feel-good positive energy. And it reminds me that positive thinking leads to good changes, leads to good things. It also makes me think that people who are not able to be positive, maybe those that suffer from some form of depression, who may tend to focus on the negative. I feel like life is a lot harder in many ways when everything feels dark and you focus away from the positive. And I'm like, yo, D, that's pretty deep, brother. That's nice. Like, when you focus, when you think about being positive, you think about that positive energy, and it reminds you that positive thinking leads to good things. I love that. Maybe some of you out there going, hey, Dr. Feel Good, maybe I'm not looking for good things. Maybe I'm looking for bad things. Well, then go on with your bad self then and make sure you don't focus on the positive first. I'm playing with you a little bit, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Dee also was telling me that having that natural positive energy is the natural ability to see the silver lining. And it just seems like for those of us that have that and those who incorporate that mindset, life just seems to be easier. On the flip side to that, we've all been there. We've all been in those challenging times in life. All of us have, where, we're going through stuff. Could be whatever. Could be stress with your partner. It could be professional upheaval. Could be a ton of stuff. Could be family stuff, whatever. There's an infinite amount of things that could be going on, maybe that aren't exactly perfect. And when at times when you are in that zone right there, and someone says, all right, come on now, Chris, just stay positive. Just be positive. Have a positive attitude. Sometimes it's not that easy to be positive in those moments. So, how does the PoSiToSiS movement deal with that? Well, the PoSiToSiS movement, the PoSiToSiS mindset says that you got to have empathy for those who could use more PoSiToSiS. Have empathy for those who could use PoSiToSiS to help them rewire their brain so that the next layer after hearing about PoSiToSiS is to how to implement it and to believe that it works. My boy D wrapped up his little soliloquy to me by saying, hey, Chris, man, you know what? Here's the deal, brother. I am blessed to be born with PoSiToSiS, and positive energy helps me with everything. Brother D, thank you for the love, man. Thank you for the perspective. I really appreciate it. So let me put it on you, everybody that's out there that's tuning in. First of all, shout out to everybody. I've got people out there. We talked about people in Tucson. We talked about people in Seattle. We even got the City of Angels, Los Angeles. What's up, East Los? We got the people in Portland. We got you all spread out all over the place. Make sure that when you put in the comments, you let me know where you're coming from so I can shout out your town and give me something a little special about your town so I can give some love to your town. Oh yeah, I don't want to forget about my boys that hit me up in Chi-Town, Chicago, the Windy City. What is up, boy? Next up, I'm going to ask you what you think about this. What do you think about the phrase that says, there are no problems, there are only solutions? There are no problems, there are only solutions. When I gave this question to another one of my buddies, he goes, yeah, I think that's true, in the sense that if difficulty arises trying to figure it out, the problem goes away if you find the solution. You erase a problem with the solution. That comes from a positive winning attitude, another challenge. This is only temporary. It's all about solutions. So maybe I know one of my challenges is when I get excited, I talk too fast. I know that. So I'm really focusing in on enunciating. All you English teachers out there, what's up, LM? All you English teachers out there, how's the enunciation? Getting better. Let me repeat that one part that's good. The problem goes away if you find the solution. you erase the problem with the solution. So just a little while ago, we were talking about training and retraining our brain to scan for the positive first. So what does that really do? That gets our brain, that gets the universe helping us find the solution first. And so what does that say, that little thing right there, that little sentence I just said? When we erase the problem with the solution. So it only makes sense that if we focus on the solution first, we're getting rid of the problem way faster. Out of here, problema. We don't need you anymore. You are out. You're Audi 5000. Shout out to the old school Audi 5000. Did you catch that lingo? Audi 5000, baby. Oh, that's another thing too that I want to break into. Communication. One of my challenges, one of the best things that I have going for me, and one of the biggest thing, my biggest challenges, is my love for what people call slang. Love it. I love it. I grew up with it. I grew up as a hoop player, as an inner city hoop player, and with that comes just a different kind of language. And then when I got into the professional world, bringing on my jive talking, freewheeling communication, it was not always met with PoSiToSiS. I was involved in a situation where I was working in the wellness department, and I was bringing my flavor, baby, bringing the flavor. That was not always appreciated. And there was many times that I was told that bringing your flavor is unprofessional. Well, to each their own. You got to speak to people in the language that they hear. And so at first I was like, you guys are just whacked. Huh? Hey, I'm bringing my flavor. I got Dok-Tah Feel Good, feeling good. I'm going to bring it. But if I'm speaking to somebody, to an audience that is not feeling the flavor, and that's not their favorite flavor, they're not hearing me. And so through a lot of trial and error and learning how to truly collaborate, not just bring my innate gifts, but understanding that even when you bring your gifts to the table, that you might need to alter your gifts a little bit to customize it towards the people that are listening. So for those of you that are out there, maybe that have a job that they got you doing something that just doesn't feel right, or that you just would rather do it another way, or you feel like there's a better way to do it. Anybody out there like that? Anybody ever go to work and go, God, I can't believe that I got to do it like this. That is so dumb. I have a feeling that there's some people that are out there that have that going on right now. And I've had that before too. But then January 2020 hit. Bam, the vid. The vid is here. Woohoo! The vid. Welcome to the world, vid. And actually, the vid started, I don't know where it started, but they started saying that the first cases were in Kirkland, Washington, at the old people's house. At the old, not the old people's house, but the people that are a little bit older, a little bit higher in age, where they go over there and they get to chill out with their friends. It's like a dormitory for older people. It started right down the way. That place is only, I'm guessing, maybe less than 10 miles from where my son and I live. So we're basically at the cradle of civilization. We're on ground zero right here, baby. And I realized what the vid has taught me is that, like, the real players, the real OGs are they adapt to anything and to everything. Like, the vid comes along, like, yeah, we have to alter what we do, but that doesn't mean that we have to stop being happy. And yes, much respect, and all the respect to all the people who have suffered through all this. But you know what, though? Here's the dealio. This is going to serve to make us all stronger. And with a positive mindset, with the PoSiToSiS mindset, we know that we were going to get through it, and we are getting through it. And we're going to get through it in a way that's going to help everybody. One of the things that this has done, I believe that it's helped all the empathy that we all have for each other. We all read the same newspaper. We see the same news. We see the struggle. We know people, like all them people in Louisiana that just got flooded out again. They got jacked up, and those hurricanes that be flying through the Florida, and whoo, man, they go through it. And those people who's I don't even know, it's Alabama or someplace over there. Every single year, the hurricane comes through and just blasts through the town and knocks everything down. And they interview the dude right there and the lady right there, and you can see their house underwater, like all the 4 feet of water in their living room. And then the reporter goes, "Oh, okay, so what are you going to do next?" And they always have the same answer. "We're going to rebuild. We're going to get ourselves together. Yep, it's going to be a long road, but we're going to rebuild. We're going to get it back together." And I'm like, God, you guys, I love you guys. That's PoSiToSiS right there. And if that person right there, they would be going, "Oh my God, this is it. Like, can't do it. Like, we're giving up on life." They'll never get back. But, like, PoSiToSiS is the mostest. All right, and I'm going to just tell you one more story. I connected with, shout out to all my City Jam dancers from back in the day. Back in the day, I was teaching a dance class in Los Angeles, and it was called City Jam. And all you City Jam dancers, you remember, it got to be crazy. I moved to Los Angeles. I started teaching at a place called Voight Fitness and Dance. At the time, the hotbed of fitness on a global scale. And fortunately for me, I brought in a little funky little twist, divine timing. It was just my time. It was my turn to shine. So I busted onto the scene. My class pretty much overnight turned into an extreme success. We sold out every class, got featured in all kinds of publications, and ultimately it led me to a really huge contract with a huge shoe company. And that huge contract turned into a global tours, a certification program where we went all around the world and certified a certain style of teaching dance. And that certification program turned into a television show called Reebok City Jam that was aired on ESPN and ESPN2, filmed on the lot of Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. So for all you people that started with me in West Hollywood right there at Voight Fitness and Dance, all y'all that are tuning in, shout out, thank you. Yeah, and you know what? I was the one, like, it was my face that was on the posters. It was my face on TV, but really we did it together. We built that together. There was, and after all that happened, that was about a 5-year period, and it was just high voltage. And over the course of time, I tried to recreate City Jam. And what I learned, though, is there's some great things that just are just not meant to be recreated. And so what I learned from City Jam, first of all, thank you all for being a part of it. What I learned from City Jam is that, just let them be. Like, when the good things happen, just appreciate them for what they were and just go on to something new. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting towards the end of this podcast right here. So I want to go ahead and wrap it up. In conclusion, I just want to just say, I am the CHRIS. And I must confess that the answer is always, all PoSiToSiS players out there say, yes, yes. You, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, you can have the most best lifetime that flows like a wind chime, and you've increased your value by at least a dime by listening out loud to this PoSiToSiS rhyme. Times the power of 10, I may even throw in a sprinkle of zen. So get out your pen, come scrolling, let's get it going mobile, and always in stereo. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I am your host, Dr. Feel Good, a.k.a. Chris Toledo. I appreciate the love. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you like me. Make sure that you leave a comment. And please make sure that you subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here.